Dear students, today we will see variables how we can make use. Yesterday we learnt about Python programming basics, fundamentals of Python programming. We started and we saw the structure of Python programming, and also we continued with what is a token, what are the different types of tokens like keywords, operators, okay, so functionators, variables, identifiers, like that, which we saw different kinds of thing. Now we saw even what is a keyword and what are the different predefined keywords which it was mentioned in tabular, and also which we saw identifier, what are the different rules which we need to follow to define an identifier. Okay. Now we'll see more clear about variables, how we can make use. So variable is a name given to a memory location. Variable is a name given to a memory location. A variable can consider as a container which holds value. A variable can consider as a container which holds value. Python is a type inference language. That means Python is a type inference language. That means you do not need to specify the data type of variable. So inference language means in Python, you do not need to specify the data type of variable. So Python automatically get variable data type. Python automatically get variable type depending upon the value assigned to the variable. Depending upon the value assigned to the variable. Now assigning values to variables. Assigning values to variables. Name equal to Python, which is like the comment already. Comments also which we learned about different types, the way how we can specify in a program. It starts with a hash character followed by the value. So single line comment you will see the followed by statement which we learned earlier class. So name equal to Python, which is a string data type. Sum equal to none. So this none is nothing but a variable without value. So predefined keyword none in Python programming, which we saw. So when it comes to the data types, you will see more clear about that. So data type of variable depend or change upon the value assigned to the variable on each next statement. If you are defining multiple variables, then based on the value which we assign that particular variable, the data type which changes. You can see the example here, that is x equal to 25. So integer type, the statement which you have written in this particular statement, x equal to 25, the value which we assign to a variable x, which is the integer type. Same way you can see immediate next statement, x equal to Python. So here you can see, so x variable data type changed to string on just next line. Now on just next line. So instead of integer, now which becomes string value. Now there is one more thing which we want to know. So programmers should be aware of that, not to write like this statement. So here, so previously x variable which we defined, first integer value, next immediately string value, and when you are trying to calculate the value y equal to x divided by 5, okay, so which gives you error because x is a string value which cannot be divided. Same manner, so we are not supposed to assign like first value and then variable x. This is also not correct. So left side should be variable name, right side should be value always. This is also incorrect. Incorrect statement. Okay. So now we'll see here. Now we come to know how it can be defined a variable and how this dynamic typing which takes place. Now sum equal to a plus b, which we want to calculate. So we can define two variables, a equal to 23 integer value, b equal to 6.2 float type, float literal, which we call it as. Then sum equal to a plus b, then you can print the sum value. So simple example how we can do the addition. addition. Now we'll see proceed with another like multiple assignment, assigning a single value to many variables. That is what multiple assignment, which we call it as multiple assignment, assigning a single value to multiple variables. How we can do that assignment? You can see just here a equal to b equal to c equal to 1. So single value to multiple variables. There are three variables which we define a, b, c, and the value 1 which we assign all the variables. All the variables. Same way, multiple values to multiple variables. How we can assign? A comma b are two variables which we define and which we assign the values 1 comma 2. So 1 is assigned to a and 2 is assigned to b in this particular statement. So that concept which we call it as multiple value to multiple variables. Then you can swap if you wanted the variables which you want to swap. See a comma b equal to b comma a. Value of a and b is swapped here. A equal to 2 and b equal to 1, which will be considered. So write a Python program to find the sum of two numbers. Write a Python program to find the sum of two numbers, which you can see. So to find the sum of two given numbers, comment which we created, then num1 equal to 10, num2 equal to 20. So result equal to num1 plus num2, print result. So this is the program which you can see clearly. So to make sum of two numbers, which we define two variables and another variable result which we made it, and we assign the calculation to that result variable, and finally we print the result. Okay, so print function in Python displays the output after the calculation 10 plus 20, 30 as an output. Now we will proceed the another examples, the way how we can do this addition of two numbers, how we can execute interactive mode, same way script mode. Already we know that how we can execute it. Now still we will proceed with the examples how we can make use interactive mode as well as script mode, and also we will see earlier class escape sequence how we can execute that program, and also we'll see the how we can access the keywords, like how we can display the built-in keywords in Python program. Within interpreter itself we can display all the keywords which defined in Python programming. Okay, so we'll proceed with Python how we can execute with examples. Now we come to know the variable, what is a variable, and how we can assign the value, how we can calculate basic things. We'll start with simple example like x equal to 68, then y equal to 12, z equal to x plus y, then sorry z equal to okay x plus y. Now in this case, so we have taken x variable and we initialize the value 68. Same way y equal to value which we initialize 12. Now the statement which we z equal to another variable which we assign the value of, that is x and y variable, sum of x plus y, the calculated value which we assign z variable. So until you won't print the variable, the values which it was assigned to your variables which will not be displayed. So how we can do here? So we can say x comma y comma z comma x comma y comma z. We can see the output x y z which we assign. So x equal to 68 which we assigned, y equal to 12, and z equal to 68 plus 12, the calculated result which you will get as an output for z value. Same way which you can do z equal to x divided by y. Okay, now again you need to print the z value, z equal to comma z. You can see z value which is calculated. Now again the moment when you print the z variable, then you will get the output which it was calculated. Okay. Now same way we will take it as another example. X equal to 3, then y equal to 4, z equal to x plus y, then x equal to y, y equal to 5. Okay. Now in this case you just observe the statements which we written. X equal to 3 is the initial value and y equal to 4, and this x plus y which we assign to z variable, that is 3 plus 4, 7 will be assigned to z, and again we changed the x value here, x equal to y. So y earlier it was 4, that 4 is assigned to here, and which will be considered x value 4. So earlier initial time which we defined 3, but in this particular statement which executes, and current x value is 4. Okay, and y value earlier it was 4, and current after execution of this statement which changes to 5. Now if you print the all three variables here, which you can see, print x comma y comma z comma, printing the variables x comma y comma z. Now see the output. So x equal to 4, that is what, x equal to y which we assigned later, that considers value, and y equal to 5, the most recent assignment which we did for s, y equal to 5. Initially it was 4, but the statement which we changed which considers 5. Then z equal to, as usual, first which we calculated, 3 plus 4, 7. So you can see clearly the output which it takes. The output which it takes. Okay. So that is how which you can see the output of that. Now which we learned about multiple variables with multiple values assigning and single value assigning to multiple variables. That we will see how we can do here. Multiple variables x comma y comma z comma p equal to 2 comma 40 comma 30.5 comma string value. Okay. Now we assign multiple variables, multiple values. If you want it, you can just print x comma y comma z comma p. Let's see. Okay. So which assigns the, based on the order which you specified, same order the values which will be assigned to the variables. Multiple variables, multiple state values assigning. Same way, multiple variables with single value assignment, a equal to b equal to c equal to 1. Okay, so we assign single value to multiple variables. You just print the variables a comma b comma c. Okay, a b c, which you can see clearly the way how you can assign. Same way which you can see a comma b equal to 10 comma 20, multiple variables, multiple values. Then if you want to swap those two numbers, yes, we can do a comma b equal to b comma a. Now print a comma b, a comma b. Okay, so initially a comma b 10 and 20 a values, and after the swapping which will get 20 and 10. Okay, so that is how which you can swap. You can assign multiple values to multiple variables, single value to multiple variables, assignment. Okay, assigning the values. Now we come to know the way how we can do the more clearly the variables concept. Now there are some examples which it was given, like addition of numbers which we already executed. Still we can execute that. You can see the execution of that. N1 equal to input of enter number. Okay, which will ask you 10. Then n1 again, which we change that string value to integer. Okay, same way n2 equal to input is the statement predefined function which you can make use to access the input value through the keyboard from the user. Enter number again, which will ask you to give the input as n2 equal to evaluate of n2. So which means evaluate function which converts string value to integer value. Okay, EVL, evaluate function which converts string value. The input which we gave here, which takes as a string value, that you need to convert to integer value to calculate the value sum. Okay, now which you can see here, sum equal to n1 plus n2, then print the sum value. Sum is comma sum. Okay, so that is how which you can execute, you can read the input value from the user by using input function, predefined function which is used to read the value from the user through keyboard. Okay, so same way you can calculate the product also here. Okay, product equal to n1 into n2, then you can print the product. Product is comma variable which we taken, just okay, sorry, we made a mistake on a statement. Variable which we define and which we called is different, that is why error which occurred. PORT which we made here when we calculated the result. Okay, and here when we try to call that variable in different manner, that is the why error which occurred. Okay, now execute. Yes, so you can see the product. That's why you must more careful while using of variables, the creation of variable name, and when you want to call that to calculated variable, when you want to print, you must take care of that. So without any error, you must type the variable name properly, then only you will get the correct output. Then only you will get the correct output. Okay, now we come to know the way how we can execute through interactive mode. Same thing which will go for execution of script mode. Okay, script mode also already we know that the way how we can execute, so, but still we will see that the examples which we learned here. So script mode also, now we will write it same manner, num1 equal to input of enter num, then num1 equal to evaluate of num1, which we are converting string to integer. Same way num2 equal to input of enter number, assign the value. Num2 equal to, which we are converting that type string to integer, num2. Okay, then use print statement, print of sum of num1 and num2 is comma So which you can, we didn't calculate it here, right? Some value. So just put it here. Sum equal to num1 plus num2. Okay. Now sum of num1 and num2 is, so sum variable which we have taken. Same way, product equal to num1 multiplied with num2. So we made here wrong. Num2 okay, properly, which we calculate the formula which we are using, product of num1 and num2 is comma the variable which we define, product. Okay, so here you can give the comment hash calculating sum of two numbers, calculating sum of two numbers. Same way, here also you can put comment calculating product of two numbers, product of two numbers. Okay, now once you complete the writing program in script mode, then you must save that particular program. Go to file, save as, give the name sum.py, choose the location where you want to store, specifically if you want it, yes, you can store it such a way that, then save. So I saved the application successfully. Now how can execute this particular program? Go to run module, asking enter number, first number is 10, second number. Now you can see 10 plus 20, the sum which it was calculated. First we gave the two input values which reads the keyboard, and first statement which we calculated the sum value, sum of num1 and num2 is 30, product of num1 and num2 is 200. Okay, so now this is how which you can do. Same thing which you want to do, like let's see how you can print the values also. Sum of comma num1 comma and comma num2 is, okay. Same manner, product of comma num1 comma comma num2. Okay, now see here in this case what happens, sum of the input values which will give both num1 and num2, that value will be printed here and you can see the calculations. You just save now again, which we changed the application, then you must save it whenever you make a changes in our application. Ten, 20, we can see here, you can see the difference here. Num1 and num2 variables which you have taken normal statement, but here you can see the 10 and 20, sum of 10 and 20 is 30. Same way, product of 10 and 20 is 200. See the values which we defined, that values here it is printed such a way that, so you can understand more clearly that 10 and 20 is multiplied and output will be displayed. So you can put it such a way that your statement when you are writing script file Python program more readability which give you. Okay. Same way which will proceed with another example. Now we saw how we can execute. Same example can be used. We will change it this example another way. Now instead of evaluation, we can do the input. Sorry, int, which will convert string value to integer again. Same way here, which you can do int. Okay. Now save the file. Same program which we changed the conversion method instead of evaluation int. Okay. Sum1 which we do program name dot py. Save it. Yes. Execute now. Application. Go to run module which asks you input values 10, 20. You can see here. So previously which we used evaluate function to convert input string value to integer value. Now which we use int function to convert string value to integer. Okay. So that is how which you can make use different methods. Same thing can be rewritten again. That is instead of two different statements which you can make it as single statement, that is I'll be putting this into comment here. Num1 equal to int of input of enter number, then close it. Okay. Same manner num2 also within a single statement, how we can make use int of input of. Okay. Now this one put it in comment. Instead of writing two separate statements, we can write it into a single statement. Yes. Save it again. Go to run module, execute it. 10, 20. You can see clearly again, which we made it into a multiple statements into a single statement, how we can execute the program. Okay. Now there is another example which was given in the textbook. That is, a student has to travel a distance of 450 kilometers by car at a certain average speed. Write a Python script to find the total time taken to cover the distance. Okay, application it is given. A student has to travel a distance of 450 kilometers by car at a certain average speed. Write Python script to find the total time taken to cover the distance. Now here, so we can have the formula to calculate the time equal to total distance divided by average speed. That is the formula which you can make use then to calculate. And also here one more thing which we need to think of it. So they have given the total distance, but it was not given the speed. The average speed which you can take it as an input, our own speed. Okay. Now the way how we can calculate this particular example. Hash time equal to total distance divided by average speed. Okay. Here distance, total distance is given, but average speed it is not specified how much you need to take. But we want to calculate the time, as we can give the input here average speed. Based on that, which will be calculated the total time taken to travel 450 kilometers. Now we'll make it an example. So distance okay, which is given 450 kilometers and speed equal to, so we can read the input or we can take it as for example 50. Now we can calculate the time equal to distance divided by speed, okay, then print time, print time, okay. Now save your application, save as time.py. Now go to run module. Yes, total time taken 450 kilometers, time taken is 9 hours, such a way that which you can make it now changes on your application to give more readability, to give more readability. Yeah, so instead of a static value which you want to make it as dynamic, then distance equal to, which we will make int of input of enter distance to travel, enter the distance, enter distance to travel, okay, close it. Now same way speed, int of input of, okay, enter average speed, enter average speed to travel, okay. Now calculate the time, that is time equal to distance divided by speed, then print such a way that, okay, time taken, time taken is time comma hours, how many hours which it took, okay, hours which it took. Now save the application again. So previously which we assigned the values within the application, now we will read the input values from the user through keyboard. Now save our application, go to run module, enter distance to travel. So this distance which is given like 450 kilometers, yes, you must give same thing. Then enter average speed to travel, okay, for example if I say 60 kilometers average speed, then which calculates time taken is 7.5 hours to travel 450 kilometers. Same way, once again if you execute same application, then if you change the input values, okay, run module. Now in this time you must give the same time, so that is 450 kilometers distance should be constant, and enter average speed to travel. Suppose if you give here now 65 kilometers average speed which you travel, then total time taken for 450 kilometers to travel, time taken is, so 6.9 hours which takes, okay. So that is how which you can do application such a way that application creation, the way how we can calculate, how we can execute, how we can execute. Now the way how we can access predefined, how we can display the predefined keywords, import keyword that is the module which it was represented as w alias name, which we call it as for that module. Just print now kw dot keyword kv list, which we call it as. Yes, you can see here all predefined keywords which was displayed the moment when you execute these statements. The moment when you execute those statements, which you can see all the predefined keywords. These are the keywords which it was given in our textbook. So how you can see within the interactive mode, all the predefined keywords of Python programming, you must make use the statement called import. Import keyword. Keyword is the module name as alias name. Okay, kw. Kw dot kv list is the variable within the keyword module. So through that you will be able to access all the available predefined keywords in the programming. Okay, now we will see another example, that is yesterday which we saw escape sequence. Okay, that program will execute now all the escape sequences. Escape sequence, how we'll get the output, we'll see. Okay, so program which will be copying the all the statement like print escape sequence in Python programming. Okay, now save this. See here we used backslash, single quotation mark, double quotation, bell symbol, backspace, new line, carriage written, tab space, vertical tab, and octal value and hexa value. Octal value which represents 3-digit number, and hexa value it represents x followed by 2-digit number. We can see all in this particular statement which will give you the hello world. So each character octal value, h octal value, e like that. So this complete value which represents hello world. Okay, so h e l l o hello world, w, this is space, then w o r d extra mark, okay, exclamatory mark, that and all, which you can see clearly that. Now save your application, save as escape.py, save it. Now go to run command, run module. You can see complete output which I have written, escape sequence of Python program, escape sequence of Python program. So backslash, first one escape sequence, then single quotation, how you can print, double quotation, bell symbol, okay, backspace, a new line, a carriage written, tab space, this is the between two words which you can see tab space, and again vertical tab representation, this is how it takes, and octal value representation hello world with the help of octal numbers which we printed, same way hello world message with the help of hexadecimal values which we printed. So complete escape sequence which you can make use in Python programming. Okay, so you can see clearly output. Okay, so that is how all basics which you can execute, which you can work with variables, simple variables with Python programming, with Python programming. Okay, so that's all today. We'll continue with our next class, the way how we can proceed with another concept in Python programming fundamentals.